Welcome to Excel Stassi. This is Moksha. Let's in this video let's cover the variable. What is a variable, and how a variable can be declared. What are the rules to declare a variable, and there are what kind of variables are available in VBA. So we can depict this using a small program. Let's make a small program and start using the variable declaration. So variable name is basically a name given to a memory space. So where certain kind of data stored. So and this is variable. So we can vary. Variable means which can be changed, which can be varied, or which can be altered. So which is not constant, which can be varied. So this is variable. So let's start declaring variable in VBA. Let's make a small program. So let's make, as you know, VBA program starts with the keyword sub with the program name. So macros name. It's, let's say, give a name like declare variable, and now how do you declare variable? So these are some basic rules of variable declaration. So for declaring a variable, we are using a keyword. It is called dim, like name as string. So this is the way how do we declare a variable. Name is a variable where a string type of data is stored. So as I told you, it's a storage locations. So name is the name of the storage location where string kind of data is stored. String means a text or combination of alphanumeric characters. So and there are different type of variables available. So one is I shown you it's string where text or alphanumeric combination or correct or combination of or characters can be stored. Types basically occupies a space in memory also. So string occupies at least 10 bytes in memory while processing, and it can contain approximately 2 billion of characters. So a string can have up to a 2 billion of characters. It's too long. So this was the one type of variable. And second type of variable is byte. Actually, this was to be first, so I used string. So string as to show the first example. So byte has to be first example. Was to be the first example. Byte. So sorry, I am using bit dim logic as byte. So as you know, byte is a kind of 8 bits which occupies memories, which occupies 8 bits of memories in a computer, and this is used basically to, while they rarely use kind of variable type. So this is used basically to bit conversion or bit summing up. So I haven't used this. I don't use this kind of variable type anymore. And second is boolean. Boolean is for logical true or false. So dim. So Boolean is like stores a true or false kind of output. So like if we process a condition is it if we process a condition or runs a conditions, it gives a result like true or false. So true or false is used basically for decision making. So where we are taking up decisions and taking storing its output somewhere, we can use a Boolean type of variable. So it occupies basically 2 bytes in the memory location, 2 bytes of memory. And third is the most and mostly used while processing numbers or storing numbers. This is integer. Dim like I am giving serial number as integer. Sorry, integer. Okay. So it occupies a memory of 2 bytes, same as Boolean, and it has the character range of sorry number range of -32768232767. So up to a positive 32767 number can be stored in an integer. Integer means a whole number. It doesn't have the decimals and length are up to 32767 only. So this was integer. And next variable type is dim long. You can give a barcode number. So barcode number is as long as this is too long, so maybe 3 billion starts with the 3 million 30 something. So it's long. So long occupies a memory space of 4 bytes. So is it also stores without decimal numbers, but it crosses the limit of integer. So from where from the range from the number range where integer fails and long comes into action. So long can be used. So the if you want to store a whole number without decimal and which has the which is more than 32767, there you can use long data type. So long variable type. And next data type is single. I'm giving name as single data as single. So single is basically is it is the positive number but with a single decimal. So integer and long data type was without decimals and has the both positive and negative storing capacities, data type storing capacity without decimals. But single data type can store data type which contains a number which contains a single dot or single decimal. So like 5.5. 3 like I am using example 10111.5. So zero point 0.5 up to after a dot there is a one number, a one decimal number. So that can be stored in a single variable type. So single also occupies this memory space of 4 bytes. Okay. Now what if we using multiple decimal points in a number or a floating number we can say which has many of the decimals, which many of digits or many of numbers after decimals. So that can be stored in a double data type. So I just use a short double as double. So double can store floating numbers with many of the numbers after decimals. So its range is too long, even I cannot read and tell what is its range after decimals. So it can have the any number of digits after decimal. It can have. And next is currency. Currency is used for the value of any kind of currency, dollar, yen, pound, etc. So dim also the double occupy the space of 8 bytes. So as far as we are moving further, the memory occupancy of a variable is increasing. It was 1 byte to 2 byte to 4 byte to 8 byte. Now it's becoming more and more lengthy. So currency, I am using currency here. So currency as currency. Sorry, I misspelled the dim statement. So currency also occupies the 8 bytes of memory. And next is data type is date. Dim date as date. So date is basically date data type is used basically to store the date value. So date is different from numbers and characters. So to process with the calculation of dates or to process with this date kind of statements, we have to go with the date data type. Okay. And one more thing, VBA also allow us or it doesn't give any error if we don't declare any data type or start using a variable without declaring it. But if we don't declare a data type, by default it goes or it's stored in a variant data type. So variant is the longest data type in VBA, which occupies a 16 byte of memory plus the string length, whatever we are storing in the variant data type, it also stores the length of that character or the any kind of number we store in that variant. Even an object can be stored in a variant data type. So variant is for all, but this is not good to use a variant data type in VBA because it takes more time to process because it has the lengthier high bytes data type, and we have to make ourselves so much practiced and so much used to that we have to declare a data type in VBA. Otherwise, by default, it will be stored as variable, declared as variable, and still the program can be run. So also, we should not forget to declare any kind of data type and don't use any kind of data type without declaring it. Okay. So Let's declare a variable data type, variant data type, the vary as variant. So as I told you, it occupies the 16 bytes of memory plus the string length or the number length that goes into the variant data type. So these were the variable types, data types for VBA, and we got to know the some rules for declaring a variable and different types of data types in VBA. So I I think you must have enjoyed this video and grasping your basics on VBA. I would more be covering and using interesting material in my further videos to teach or make you guys learn the VBA the easiest way, the simplest way. I'm not using any kind of program. Any simple a layman can understand and start their programming basics using VBA. This is I am telling this for the VBA, but if you are learning or coming from a different background or from a technical background, you're just falling into the language basics. Anyone can understand the basics via my videos. So in my next video, I would start the decision making and looping. How do we take decisions while processing certain data, or processing certain conditions, and how do we loop through a program using different looping available in VBA. So you were watching Self Tassi, and this was Moksha. Please don't forget to subscribe, share, and like my video. Please do comment and give your valuable inputs. Thank you very much. Bye bye.